2024 has been an absolute treat for gamers, proving once again that we're living in an era of abundance when it comes to incredible games. It feels like every month brought us something new to obsess over. This year, we hit some mind-blowing milestones. At its peak, there were 36 million monthly active players, averaging around 26 million throughout the year. October alone saw the release of over 1,900 games, setting an all-time record for the most games dropped in a single month. In total, nearly 19,000 games launched this year, another record breaker that reshapes the gaming landscape as we know it. What's even more exciting is the shift in player interest. While AAA titles still have their spotlight, 2024 has shown us that indie games are here to stay, and they absolutely dominated the show this year. From creative mechanics to heartwarming narratives, indie developers delivered hit after hit. Originally, I actually planned to make this video a classic top 10 games of 2024 list, but honestly, narrowing down such an amazing year to just 10 games felt impossible. So I thought, why not celebrate the best games of each month instead? Because let's face it, 2024 gave us way too many great titles to fit into a shoebox. So without further ado, let's dive into the best games of 2024. January's standout title is without a doubt Palworld. I remember logging into Steam almost every single day that month and seeing my entire friends list immersed in the game. While the hype eventually cooled, Palworld still made a lasting impression, ending the year as the 28th most sold game globally on Steam. It achieved a staggering gross revenue of over $468 million and peaked with over 2.1 million players. At one point, I even saw articles mentioning that the developers were spending over $500,000 a month just to keep the servers running. The game was absolutely mind-blowing. Even now, as of December, the game continues to receive free updates and content drops, showing the developers' commitment to keeping the community engaged. And here are some honorable mentions for the month of January. Just as gamers were wrapping up their adventures in Palworld, Arrowhead Game Studios came in with a fire title that is Helldivers 2. This game took cooperative gameplay to a whole new level, and it showed. Players across multiple platforms jumped in headfirst, propelling Helldivers 2 to become one of the highest grossing games on Steam this year, with an estimated gross revenue of nearly $400 million. Of course, there was a bit of drama when the game initially required players to link a PlayStation Network account, but the developers quickly reversed that decision after community outcry. Despite the hiccup, Helldivers 2 continued to thrive, delivering regular updates and content that kept the player base hooked. Here are some honorable mentions for the month of February. months packed with record-breaking releases, March brought a bit of a breather. But that doesn't mean it wasn't short on quality. The Outlast Trials emerged as a standout, offering a fresh twist on the traditional single-player horror genre. This time, it leaned into co-op and PvE elements, creating a unique experience that horror fans could enjoy with friends. If you're curious to learn more about the Outlast Trials, I highly recommend checking out one of my 1-minute reviews over the game here. Here are some honorable mentions for the month of March. April marked a significant shift as indie games began to take center stage, and Buckshot Roulette stole the spotlight. What starts as a seemingly charming and simple game quickly reveals itself to be an intense, nail-biting experience with a unique twist on Russian roulette. The suspenseful gameplay and clever mechanics made it a standout title for the month. If you'd like to dive deeper into what makes Buckshot Roulette so special, check out one of my 1-minute reviews of the game here. Here are some honorable mentions for the month of April. May was one of the most exciting months of 2024 for indie titles, given that this month had more smashing indie hits, in my opinion, than any other month in 2024. Choosing just one winner felt impossible, so I decided to crown two outstanding games, Nine Souls and Animal Well. These indie masterpieces couldn't be more different in style, but are equally deserving of the spotlight. Nine Souls is an atmospheric action platformer that blends beautiful hand-drawn visuals with challenging combat and a gripping story. Meanwhile, Animal Well charmed players with its pixel-perfect exploration and an unsettlingly mysterious world. Fun fact, I even covered Animal Well in my Best of PAX West 2023 video, which you can check out here. Here are some honorable mentions for the month of May. June brought a bit of calm after May's excitement, but it still delivered some stellar titles. The clear winner this month has to be Blade and Sorcery. This immersive, moddable VR game allows players to swing swords, fire arrows, and cast spells, all with incredible realism. It's rare for a VR game to come out on top in any given month, largely due to the high cost of entry, but Blade and Sorcery proves that some experiences are worth the investment. If you're looking for a reason to pick up a VR headset, this game might just be it. Here are some honorable mentions for the month of June. July brought a mix of exciting releases, from fresh titles like Terrascape and Once Human, to a long-standing favorite that continues to grow, 7 Days to Die. This month's winner masterfully combines open-world exploration, survival mechanics, and tower defense elements, all while battling hordes of zombies. It's a game that truly shines when played with friends, and its ever-expanding player base reflects its lasting appeal. With over $212 million in gross revenue this year, 7 Days to Die has cemented itself as a must-play for survival fans. Here are some honorable mentions for the month of July. August was a month to remember, as it delivered what many might call the game of the year, Black Myth: Wukong. This groundbreaking title didn't just break records, it shattered them. Ranking as the 32nd top-selling game globally on Steam, Black Myth: Wukong peaked at an astounding 2.4 million concurrent players, an absolutely rare feat for a single-player game. The game's achievements didn't stop there. With a staggering $1.1 billion in gross revenue, it surpassed the total net worth of some companies. This epic adventure is rooted in Chinese mythology, and offers players a stunning 36-hour campaign, packed with breathtaking visuals and thrilling combat. At a price point of $59.99, it's an incredible value for one of the year's most unforgettable experiences. If I personally had to choose Game of the Year, Black Myth Wukong would undoubtedly be my pick. For a closer look, check out my 1-minute review on the game here. Here are some honorable mentions for the month of August. September saw the release of some phenomenal games. From the breathtaking indie mouthwashing to blockbuster titles like Final Fantasy XVI and God of War Ragnarok. But the standout this month has to be Satisfactory, which finally launched out of early access after more than 5 years. Coffee Stain Studios poured their hearts into this project, and it shows. Beyond Valheim, this might be one of their greatest labors of love. I've personally been following this game since I got a review copy of it over 4 years ago, and with over 90 hours clocked in, I can confidently say it's one of the most satisfying experiences out there. The gameplay revolves around optimizing and managing assembly lines to create the most efficient manufacturing setups, all while exploring beautiful terrain and building incredible bases. It's a dream for critical thinkers who love problem solving and creativity. For anyone who hasn't checked it out yet, you're missing out. It's the perfect mix of exploration, creativity, and strategy. Check out my 1-minute review over Satisfactory here. Here are some honorable mentions for the month of September. October brought a variety of fantastic games. From the laid-back multiplayer titles like Liar's Bar and Web Fishing to the thrilling single-player experiences like Metaphor, Refantasio, and the horror classic Silent Hill 2. For those who enjoy a mix of excitement and relaxation, October did not disappoint. This month's winner, Web Fishing, charmed players with its simple yet delightful premise. It's an indie gem where you can kick back, catch and sell fish, and chat with other players. The game creates a cozy and relaxing atmosphere that makes it a standout title for anyone looking to unwind after a long day. If you haven't checked it out, you're missing out on one of the most serene gaming experiences of the year. For a deeper dive into what makes web fishing so special, check out my 1-minute review over it here. Here are some honorable mentions for the month of October. November brought an exciting mix of popular simulators and innovative RPGs, with highlights like Grocery Store Simulator and the post-apocalyptic Stalker 2. However, the standout game of the month was Atlas. Atlas offers players a chance to create and host their own RPG worlds, where you can either team up with friends to slay bosses or battle each other in epic duels. Its cozy, retro MMORPG vibes are both nostalgic and refreshing, making it a must-play for fans of the genre. Whether you're building your world or immersing yourself in someone else's, Atlas captures the essence of community-driven gameplay like few other titles. Here are some honorable mentions for the month of November. 2024 wrapped up on a high note, and December brought some of the year's most anticipated releases. Blockbuster titles like Path of Exile 2 and Indiana Jones and the Great Circle stole the spotlight, while indie gems like Voin and Fast Food Simulator personally captured my heart in a smaller, delightful way. This month's winners are a well-deserved tie between Marvel Rivals and Path of Exile 2. Marvel Rivals took the gaming world by storm, rivaling even Overwatch 2 with its dynamic team-based gameplay. Meanwhile, Path of Exile 2 built on the foundations of its predecessor, delivering an expanded, immersive experience that thrilled RPG fans worldwide. Both games showcase elements that harken back to the best of Blizzard's iconic titles, making them standout entries in an already fantastic month. For a deeper dive into Marvel Rivals, check out my 1-minute review over the game here. Here are some honorable mentions for the month of December. And that's a wrap on 2024. What an incredible year it's been. Every month was an absolute journey between unforgettable indies and groundbreaking blockbusters. I can't wait to see what 2025 has in store for us. If you think I missed any gems or want to share your personal favorites, drop a comment below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And let me know which games you're most excited for in 2025. I'll be here to cover them. As always, happy gaming, and I'll see you next year.